Bobcat Nation, Al Weston here for Athlete of the Week interview. You haven't seen me on any of these this year. I am not the Athlete of the Week. Instead, it is Shanteona Keys. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, so we haven't got you on this end. Are you comfortable with that talking end as well, you think?
Oh, yeah. No, it's a lot easier over here.
Okay. All right, just answering questions instead of asking. All right, so go to Clark Atlanta. You dropped 29 on those guys up there. Real solid ball game. Tied your career high, I believe, as well. I know it was a week ago, but what was working well for you up there? Was it the outside game? Did you have a height advantage? What was going well?
I was actually surprised because the outside game, which had been on the weekend before at North Georgia, was not there at Clark Atlanta. Okay. So I had to change it up, but I had a lot of fast break opportunities and just, powering it in the paint.
Okay, so it's a facet of the versatility of your game. You got options of where you can score on the floor, and so that you had the ability to beat them down the floor some.
Yes, when my teammates just pushing up the court, that was nice, and then a little of the mid-range game was kind of fun too.
Cool. Well, the game itself, Clark Atlanta is, I think they're 2 years removed from like a top 15 ranking. I mean, it's a solid program, and you guys went up there and pretty well controlled that contest. What was working well for the team in that game?
I think we were all focused in on pushing the ball more often than we have been in the past. I think we were focused on defense also. We were doing our role within the defense more so than we have been. So we were getting on the ball, loose balls. We were taking pride in hustle, so I think that worked to our advantage.
Yeah, and those two things kind of go together. That defense can create those pushing opportunities, I suppose,
right,
as well. Talk to me about this time a year ago. I think it was the first time that we talked on one of these. And at that time, we were talking about, the adjustment to college and, both the academics and the athletics. You're in year number 2. You're a seasoned vet. You got it all figured out by now, don't you?
Still working on it.
We're getting yeah. All right. Well, I know you changed your major, working on the mass comm major instead. Want to be the next Oprah. That was the last thing we talked about, I believe. Have you gotten into the mass comm courses? How do you like them so far, if you have?
I have taken 2 mass comm courses.
Okay.
They're just like the introductory. I really like them. It's more of what I'm interested in, more so than athletic training was.
Okay.
And then next semester I'll go into like the hardcore broadcast classes. So I'm excited.
All right. Well, about this time a year ago too, we were talking about the team, and at that point you were starting to pick up a little bit of point guard and having to run that, something you hadn't done before, of course. And tell me about the dynamic of this year's team, where you actually do have guards on the roster, and that seems to be a beneficial thing.
Yes. Well, last year we just kind of all point guards were gone. We had post players playing point guard. But this year, I think it honestly helped us last year because our post players can now step into that position. Now that we've lost another point guard, I think we can share that role with the post players and the point guards that we still have left. So I think it helped us last year, and I think this year we have a more defined point guard role now. So that really helps the movement of our offense and just the free flow. It allows us to do more now.
And that's, thanks to Tara Warnica and her involvement with the team, brand new to the squad from the Midwest, I believe Indiana, Illinois, somewhere around there, and doing a great job with helping run that offense,
right,
as opposed to, last year I remember, we're working the ball down the floor pretty slowly, ran a lot of short shot clock time and that kind of stuff, and we're not seeing a whole lot of that this year, are we?
No.
Okay.
Thank goodness.
Well, it's easier to do offense if you have more time to do it, I guess. Talk to me about the background, growing up. Did you have a basketball idol of sorts? Was it a Michael Jordan, or were you into Kobe time? Who were you a fan of as a young kid?
Actually, I played like 1 year of YMCA, like when I was probably 7, and I thought it was so cool, the colored wristbands and orange shorts.
Okay.
But I didn't pick basketball up until 6th grade again. And I never really had an idol. It would be women's players. It would be Candace Parker when I got to high school. Obviously, I'm not, 6'4", but I always wanted to be like her. And Maya Moore when I was leaving high school. So Maya Moore was one of my idols. I just think they're all around classy players, and they're very versatile.
Cool. Well, of course, if you were 6'4", you probably wouldn't be here. So we appreciate you not being 6'4", or else you wouldn't be a Bobcat. You might be getting the big bucks, up at D1. But again, when we talk with you, we always talk about the balance of being a student athlete. You add in the SAC president this year. You got 4.0 so far, and all those sorts of things. We've talked about this a number of times, but how do you balance all of that stuff and get it all done to the solid ability that you can?
Well, I try to do everything to the best of my ability, no matter what I'm doing. So with school, when I do school, I focus on that. But most importantly, I just try to be organized and allot my time appropriately to what I need to do. So when school comes, and with basketball, I know that those 2.5 hours I'm at basketball, I need to focus on that. And then outside of the gym, come in and shoot. Those things, I just focus on the task at hand. So just organized agenda person. Just
Sure.
write it down, checklist, scratch it off.
Get it all out in
Yes.
front of you, and then lay it out, get it done. Well, between practices, games, and traveling, school and studying and tests and papers and whatever you do for SAC, as far as the preparatory work there and the little bit of travel that you do for that as well, going to the Peach Belt meetings and all that. So that 1 hour of downtime that you have a week, what are you doing with that? Are you watching some TV? Are you listening to some music? How does Keys unwind?
TV. I actually really love TV.
What's the big thing for you right now? What's your favorite show?
Goodness.
Give me a couple if you need to.
X Factor.
Okay.
When I'm at the apartment and I have the time to do it.
That's the one with the chairs where they spin around, right?
That's The Voice. But
That's
I do
The
like
Voice.
that too.
Okay,
I
you
watch
like The
that
Voice
too.
All right.
But X Factor, they just go up there and they sing and then you vote and stuff. And then One Tree Hill is my all-time favorite. I just did a presentation on it an hour ago.
Okay, all right.
One Tree Hill.
When are they going to get another tree, you think, on the One Tree Hill?
Well, it's over now, so maybe 10 years down the road. they'll
Okay,
have
we
a
can
second
come back
one.
with a sequel
Right.
or something like that to Tree Hill. All right, well, folks, Shanteona Keys, your athlete of the week. Hopefully we'll do a couple more of these interviews when you start, dropping 30 points on somebody. We'll get you back in there. That 29, a couple of times. It's right there. We're going to get over
I'll get
that
there.
hump.
I'll get there.
Shanteona Keys, Al Weston, the Bobcat athlete of the week.